we need to call, since we do have the Honorable Minister with us, Minister of State and IT, Sports and Youth Services, Shri Behera, to please join us.
Thank you, and very warm welcome to all of you. Very good morning. We're delighted to have our beloved minister with us. He's always so very supportive. As you saw in the video in the beginning itself, this is like one of a kind event that NASSCOM is doing with 5 legs, 5 cities, one by one. So this is the 4th day, the 4th leg of the event. We already have this Bangalore chapter, Hyderabad chapter, and Chennai chapter. This morning, we're going to celebrate with you guys in Bhubaneswar. And post-lunch, evening, it is in Kochi. We are all super excited. The team is super excited. We hardly slept at night, actually. Fantastic. So I see some of our speakers and also our Odisha SIG head, Arunda, is also here. Sir, we are absolutely focused towards some of the new tech, celebrating the new tech. We all know what we have gone through in the last couple of years during pandemic times. And the very fact that this event had 2 versions already, which was purely digital. And this time we are doing it hybrid and with friends joining from all over the globe. It gives us immense pleasure. We're able to reach out and reach further corners of India and also further corners of the globe. We are reaching places like Aizawl, we are reaching places like Imphal. We are trying for a better reach, and this is exactly what tech is here. And first of all, if I even begin, I see my very dear friends, technocrats, some leaders from the community, some brilliant startups in the room. A kudos to all of you from my side. Kudos to all of you that we could come through this pandemic with the support that you guys did in all spheres. And believe me, in these 5 sessions that we are talking from the morning itself, we are going to talk about certain verticals where tech is making a lot of difference. Some of these are emerging, some of these are 5 years, 10 years down the line. The planning has to start right away. So this is exactly what we're striving for. This is what NASSCOM is for. NASSCOM is working very closely with government bodies, government, state government, central government to make sure we can make a better impression. And this is the decade for India. We all believe so. We call it decade. Okay? So just to give a glimpse of some of the panels which are there today, as I've been told to set the context. The first one would be after this, on robotics and automation for Industry 4.0. And believe me, when we are deciding these panels, we purely thought about what is relevant for Odisha. Okay? And we know some of the brilliant work that the mining sector here, NALCO, and few other companies, bauxite mines, aluminium, and this is the age of Industry 4.0. It's great to know how tech is making a lot of difference. We know about, just a few days back, we saw one of the pilot projects from NALCO on the bauxite mines. You have these heavy earth-moving equipments. So they are going to predict when they might fail. That is the kind of level we are going to. So the work doesn't stop. Okay? Further to that, post that, we'll have a panel on computer vision applications in forest, in wildlife conservation and agriculture. This is another very, very important area. I personally travel a lot. I know a lot of my friends who travel a lot. And Odisha is known for many good things. 2 of them are, of course, there are a lot of very good places to go to. Places like Bhitarkanika, awesome landscapes, right? In a place like Bhitarkanika, there's so many species of birds and flora, fauna. Through computer vision, it is extremely possible to map everything. You need not have camera traps for tigers all the time. We have come to an age where we're able to completely scan an area and understand what kind of species are there. In agriculture also, you look at it, you look at industrial IoT, you look at how drones are able to actually accurately predict the soil levels quality and how pesticides can be sprayed if required or not required, right? That optimum level is to be there. Even if you look at humidity or the precipitation levels and those things, depending upon those things, using computer vision, a lot of things can be done which can give much better results. We know natural calamities hit eastern part of India. Odisha gets a lot of those. West Bengal also gets a lot of those. So when agriculture, when the guys, our friends, the farmers, they are planning for harvest, and we know there are several harvests which take place on a cyclical fashion. 3 or 4 times a year, those things change. So they can predict well in advance what kind of things need to be done so that they get the harvest in much better. So those things are coming for the future. After that, we'll have a panel on data science and AI in health tech, another very, very important and very close topic to my heart. We all know, kudos to all the doctors and the medical fraternity who helped us be in this room once again and celebrate, right, on a physical mode. So we know advancements which are happening in this space. Like, Sir is here. Sir is also dealing with the sports portfolio. This is the age where perhaps a human being's particular parameters of his body characteristics will make sure, if an athlete, like a hockey World Cup is coming, and if one of our key players is injured, we can make sure that he's not recovering in 30 days, but in 10 days, depending on typical alloys with which those things can be done. And typically it suits his body parameters. And this is basis data from tens of thousands of other athletes which are available from all over the world. And this is the kind of change which is coming. So there are amazing other advancements, like a doctor from New York can operate somebody in Dhenkanal. Okay? So the equipment will be there. He'll be, and due to 5G and 6G coming in maybe in the next 5-6 years, if he's putting his scalpel on the virtual screen, it would have 0.001 millisecond lag. That is the kind of lag we're talking about. So it's basically practically sitting out of New York and do this operation in a remote village also. This is the age we are coming to. So we'll talk about all those in those panels. Next would be a panel on cybersecurity. I'll come into that last. But before that, I'll talk about application and technology and promotion of handlooms, textiles, and handicrafts. Another very, 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 very important area for eastern part of India. We're so glad that the kind of work that, amazing kind of artifacts that is produced out of these places. But believe me, we work pretty closely with the MSME sectors also, and not only in Odisha, but also West Bengal and other places. And I'm fortunate personally to visit some of those clusters. And believe me, it is very disheartening to see the guys who actually do those brilliant work. Some of this would be presented mementos also to our speakers today, because it's a completely sustainable event, as you have seen so far. We are absolutely making sure we are reducing carbon footprint. We are making sure that we are using even the bags, a few bags would be made of recycled plastics. So basically that those artisans who make those amazing products, they only earn about 300, 400, 500 rupees a day. That is the kind of wage. And their next generation not coming ahead and joining this. Even you talk about amazing handicrafts, handlooms, the next gen is not coming ahead because money is not there. So we have to make sure that this sector thrives, not only by use of technology for e-commerce, etc., but also proper focusing, proper digital marketing, proper projection of products, proper logistics. If somebody is committing a 10-day delivery to Italy, Milan, for a consignment, if it fails that delivery time, it doesn't serve the purpose. And the poor guys would not have even money to get this consignment back to India. So these are the kind of challenges that exist. So how to tackle all those challenges? There will be a very interesting panel will talk about how to promote that sector and what new can be done. We are not having a little panel on tourism, but this is also another area, and I also request Sir to speak a little bit about that also. Why I came last to cybersecurity, although it's fourth in that sequence, is that, believe me, whatever we do, we know what has happened when we got our work back home in these pandemic times. And we started working from home. Many of our friends, and NASSCOM worked pretty closely with government bodies to make sure that you guys could carry this industry forward and carry the work home and the industry don't stop. But having said that, there are a lot of vulnerabilities now. On a personal level, your parents in my home or kids, they don't know. They're all having these smartphones. And they're clicking some links without even knowing what they're doing. And you know how people are getting duped. And this is not just on a personal level, on a corporate level, the kind of atrocities which are happening, very dangerous. Even banks and across sectors, it is very important to make sure that we have the apps, what we have in our phones or desktops, need to be very secure with secure coding and a lot of. So basically, that key panel would talk about some of the best practices, what we should do, what we should not do. And this changes with time. I mean, you know, the hackers, we have a very active security SIG in this region, including even Odisha also have a very active SIG. Our focus is to do sensitization not only in just metros and tier 2 cities, but also in district levels to talk about why cybersecurity is so very crucial and important right now. So we'll talk about all that in that panel. So I believe that is the most important. That's why I mentioned about it in the last. It's connecting everybody. Now coming, sir, we are all delighted to be in Odisha. Every time I land in this city, believe me, it gives such a sense of calm, and I'm delighted to see the clean surroundings, the clean streets, the amazing way we saw these cycle tracks, and we know about this city for hockey and many other things which Sir also want to talk about. But one thing I must talk about is that, which is very much tied to the theme also for today. We knew about this 3T focus from the government before, which 3 T's were technology, transparency, and teamwork. That was the earlier focus. And now, Honorable Minister, Chief Minister spoke about the 5T focus for Odisha, which included 2 more things. What are the 2 more T's? Any guesses from the audience? 2 more T's. What are the 2 more T's? Transparency. Absolutely. Transparency, and with transparency, and the most important factor, I believe that our MC is also talking from morning, is that the very fact that we have to go clockwork precision, timeliness. So this is a request to all of you, and also the moderators of our panels. We'll make sure that we'll do a fantastic job of making this event go with time so that we progress well. Sir, I would also request you to talk about the 5T framework from the state. We're also very proud of you, and we're getting inspired. We were delighted to know about the new IT policies will also come in very shortly, and we were privy to some of the conversations which happened with Focus Fraternity, and we're so very delighted to see the best of what could happen. So these are, I would stop here. I would make sure that you make a best of the time. If each one of you leave this hall today without 5 takeaways, this event is a failure. I'm sure, and I can commit, you guys would have at least 5 takeaways from today's sessions. Carry this with you. Some of the friends are logging in online, but please convey those messages, discuss with your friends, and make sure that we have a better life, a better Odisha, better surroundings, and make sure, going with the theme of sustainability, let's make sure that we make it a better world. Thank you so much. Welcome once again. And what I will do now is I will request Minister Sir to come and address all of you. We're delighted, sir. Once again, a big round of applause for our Minister. We're so very delighted to have you, sir.
Respected Director NASSCOM, Shri Nirupam Chaudhuri ji, the State Head NASSCOM, all the esteemed delegates present over here, physically and virtually, and friends from media. A very good morning, one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to be here giving this address at NASSCOM's flagship annual technology conclave, NASTech. As one of the country's preeminent technology conclaves, NASTech provides partnerships, a unique and an early glimpse into the ways in which upcoming technologies may transform lives for the betterment. Such a glimpse into the future of technology was recently also provided at Odisha's just concluded flagship investment summit, that is Make in Odisha Conclave 2022. It was organized by a massive scale under the leadership of our Honorable CM Shri Naveen Patnaik ji. The summit was a great success and it brought huge investment to Odisha. The Electronics and IT Department of Government of Odisha organized 2 sessions within the conclave and invited some of the major and prominent names from the Indian technological ecosystem to share their insights on the emerging technological trends in electronics and IT. This provides another illustration of the importance Odisha government, which accords to emerging technologies and of the government's belief that emerging technologies, if harnessed correctly, can significantly catalyze our place of progress. This belief in the power of emerging technologies is reflected in our policies as well, specifically the BPO policy and IT policy of 2021. Our newly notified IT policy is offering dedicated incentives to companies which plan to set up or diversify their operation in emerging technologies areas such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud computing, and blockchain, etc. Further, these incentives for operating in emerging technological areas exist over and above the incentives that are on offer for setting up or expanding in IT units. We are committed to ensuring that Odisha becomes one of the India's most technologically innovative and advanced states in the next phase of the country's IT revolution. I will talk about the 5T charter of our Honorable CM. In our governance approach as well, we extensively rely on advanced and emerging technologies to better serve our people. Technology, after all, is one of the central tenets of the government's 5T governance approach, conceptualized under the visionary leader, Honorable CM Shri Naveen Patnaik. The other tenets are teamwork, transparency, transformation, and time. That means if we work in a timely manner, then it will lead to transformation. All our governance schemes incorporate technology in an unparalleled manner. Mo Sarkar, a nationally acclaimed scheme, has through remarkably technological integration enabled our governance to directly interact with our citizens. That scheme, that Mo Sarkar, which collects feedback from the citizens by questionnaire, a set of questionnaires, including the ministers, chief secretary, DGP, and all the principal secretaries, they collect feedback from the citizens directly, and that is being registered on our system. The scheme leverages a highly scalable tech-enabled contact center system which can register calls, enhance callers' experience, and has other features such as automatic call distribution, call recording, and quality analysis. This provides centralized feedback system that facilitates real-time interaction between citizens and the government. Feedback from more than 2.3 crore citizens on more than 230 services has been received or collected so far. Through its Social Protection Delivery Platform, SPDP, a beneficiary database standardization initiative, the state is facilitating creation of a single source of truth registry, which is commendable and based on socio-economic and demographic attributes for all bona fide residents of Odisha who are currently availing benefits or are eligible to avail them. This is facilitating people in availing cashless, paperless, and faceless access to social benefits and services. It is also enabling improved targeting, identification, and disbursement of benefits. Advancement in database management and big data are being extensively harnessed by our government to make such scheme a huge success. Cognizant of the importance of technology, Odisha government doesn't merely incorporate technological advancements in its schemes, but also plays a leading role in the development of the state's newest technological infrastructure. For instance, we have implemented Go Cloud Odisha, a next-gen cloud technology in our data center. We are also establishing a new Tier 3 data center in Odisha. We have also developed a state-of-the-art internet connectivity facility to ensure secure data transmission for government services. That is also known as OSWAS, Odisha Statewide Area Network Services. It is now functional in many offices, including Office Workflow Automation System. OSWAS, it is now functional in departments, directorates, HOD, divisional, subdivisional, and district offices as well. This was very helpful during the pandemic as virtual private network connectivity was provided to government officials as well to work from home. We have also established a cutting-edge cyber security operations center recently, which was inaugurated by Honorable CM, to overcome cyber security threats originating from different directions and in multiple forms. In collaboration with RailTel, we are also setting up a neutral submarine cable landing station in Puri. This will be the first such station in eastern India and will lead to improvements and growth in data connectivity. As all these instances demonstrate, Odisha has positioned itself at the very forefront of promoting, adapting, and developing advanced and emerging technologies for the betterment of the state as well as for the citizens and the country's people. Our policies are in synchronization with emerging technological trends, and our government proactively integrates technology into its schemes. I urge all of you, all the entrepreneurs and companies, to consider Odisha as a destination of choice of setting up operations in emerging technologies and provide assurance that we will facilitate their journey at every step. Thank you all. Vande Utkal Janani.